Okay, everyone, it's 5:30, and if we can soon help everybody sit down. She is the chair, but I think we have an alternate. Yep. Yep. Yes. I'm not sure. Great. Yep.
Okay, so we'll call this meeting to order, and we're looking to approve the minutes of the March 4th, 2018 meeting. I need a remove it and second it. Do we have another? Do we need to fill all these in?
Yes.
Okay. Oh. Perfect.
We're coming back for your motion.
Chris Holmes, supervisor on law clerk, as well as the minutes of the previous meeting date of March 4th, 2015 be adopted. All those in favor? All those opposed? Thank you. Next is my variance application A2 2015 using Vaudois.
We're here today to talk about a minor variance for reduction in the MDS on setback to a 25-meter reduction in distance. For the purpose of this is to allow a building, a house, to take part on the property. We had a discussion on this earlier, and we tabled it for more information, and I have brought back some information stories. Minimum distance separation. There's two types of minimum distance separation. MDS 1 deals with housing setbacks. MDS 2 deals with barn setbacks. So when we did the MDS 1, Mr. McCarthy's barn, 100 kilos gas, it showed that it had to be 250 meters away with the new dwelling. So that's why we're asking a 25-meter reduction from that MDS. Recently I did one for Colin Kidd's barn. His barn is 150 meters away. And he could put 60 cows and calves on his property presently. And there would be nothing needed. If he went more than 60, he may have to apply for my variance then. Do you understand that, Bert? A minor variance if you went more than 60. Because the MDS 2 deals with barn setbacks. And from the calculations, they're allowed to be 157 meters away from where the proposed dwelling would be. And the proposed dwellings would be farther than 157 meters away. Yeah. Go ahead.
So you said maybe more head of cattle, you'd have to apply for another amendment to the variance report.
Yeah, it would depend exactly where the house is located. The house could be located, 30 meters from that property line. So he could go maybe up to 70 calves before it's required. But I did right to the setback where the building setback is, and he would be allowed to 60 cows on that property, 60 cows, yeah.
Mr. McLaughlin? There is another house on that property, but it's involved as well.
There's two houses. There's one house that's across the railway track, but that house would be farther than 150 meters from the barn.
Okay, and then there's the proposed building, in fact. So the two of them?
Yeah, the proposed building from the property line to Mr. Kidd's barn is 150 meters. If you take the 7.5 meter setback from the road, which has to be back, it's 157, 160 livestock units.
No, you pretty much answered. And the other house is the 250, is that correct?
No, the other house is 250, 225 is from McCarthy barn.
No, I mean the other house that's involved in, because there's two houses that there's a house closer, isn't it, to Mackay? I know that. Is it closer to Kidd?
No, it's not close to Kids. It's McCarthy. At this time, we can open up the floor, I guess, for the people who would like to speak.
I want to head up to the microphone then. Okay.
I have some diagrams.
Yep.
So, anybody that's familiar with the property, then they don't need to see the diagram. Anybody that's not yet. All right. Now, I will be mentioning meters and just to verify what Doug had said. This is just to show you the outline of the buildings around that piece of property. All right, you can see where the CN line is. All right, you see where the CN line is and the Zine line. Okay, in that corner is where the shots were taken from my barn to the back corner there. And it's 250 meters from my livestock facility to there. From on the other opposite side of the Zine line, those buildings, the opposite side of her property, there's a house, Simpsons, and then there's another building next to Simpsons that was Johnny Matthews, which he had cattle, he had export business. It's for storage now, but I mean, if somebody wanted to buy it, they certainly could put livestock in it. The building is approximately 60 feet wide and is probably 150 feet long. It's a big building. All right, so that's just to give you a layout of what's there. Also, if you look on the map, the squiggly line on the outside, that's a creek. And the creek comes up the side of her property, and I think the setback for the creek is 30 meters, is it not, Doug? All right, and then at the back of the property, from the Zine line to that position right there is 68 feet to where the creek is, from where I've taken the shots of the corner of Zine line and the CN. So just keep that in mind. All right. Now, I will hand you out another slip that'll give you the actual measurements. Footage on the roadside, back from, because it does say 245 feet. And it says right here that this one all accurate, so you can't go by what's there on it. It says right here on Yeah, it is. Sorry. I'm sorry about that. I didn't realize. I got nervous and we're on a budget cut. And it says right on the bottom of this map is an illustration only. Do not rely on the being precise or indicated as routes, locations, or of future, nor as guide of navigation. The County of Renfrew shall not be liable for any way for the use or reliance upon the map or any information on this map. So when I took the measurements with a wheel that we use for landscaping. It's a very expensive wheel, so it's fairly precise. My neighbor had a chain for surveying, but I figured that was a little much. My son has a very expensive rangefinder, and Doug, your rangefinder and his rangefinder, I think we're out a meter. Okay, so I mean we're pretty well on for the shots. All right, so we'll get on with it. The right to farm act is implemented in Ontario and Canada to protect the farming industry. By Law 3.24, no dwelling shall be erected within the minimal distance from a livestock facility, was put into place to do just that. This is a very important law, and we feel that it needs to be remain at the original setback distance. The measurements on the document sent to us are incorrect. After measuring myself, I used the rangefinder. My measurements are from my livestock facility to the back of her property is 250 meters. So that's the one I told you, where it's on the corner of the Zion line and the CN rail. That's where that's actually at her post. The C diagram provided. I would also bring to your attention that there is a creek that runs beside the property and then comes across the property, the back of the property, before it crosses the railway and the road. The setback of the building is 30 meters from the water source. Therefore, she would need to request a variance of 55 meters, not the 25 requested. This will bring her extremely close to my livestock facility. With respect to the farms across the tract that belongs to Cole and Kidd, the closest livestock facility, although empty at the moment, is 144 meters from Zenith's property. Again, falling short of the bylaw. This will affect his value when he decides to sell, or the amount of livestock that he can have if he chooses to. There's another barn to the left of the property used at the moment for storage, but it is intact and could be used to house livestock. It is on the other side of Zenith's property and is less than 200 meters from Zenith's property line on the creek side. What I'm trying to say is that of this the two people chose tomorrow to put livestock in their barn, and the said properties would have livestock on three sides of it and in close proximity. These properties are zoned for rural and are taxed rural, so they should be protected under the Right to Farm Act and bylaws, whether they have animals at this time or in the future. In closing, if the council decides to grant the minor variance, I need a requested document from the Whitewater Township that if any time in the future I run into issues resulting from the dwelling being built on the property and have a loss of livelihood or legal expenses, the township agrees in writing to provide me with the monies to cover all of these expenses. Thank you.
Yeah, the MDS distance average gives some guidelines how to deal with distances, and one of the cases that they do, can be applied for minimum separation distances in the guidelines. That's what we're going by on this table.
Does it mean that if I was building a shed and I said to Hal, I need 3 more feet so I can legally put this shed, that would be an acceptable variance, not 25 meters.
Well, it usually a minor variance of up to 10% or 11% or something like that. We did minor variances where barns want to be closer to properties also. In both sides of the fence.
They implemented this law, the Right to Farm Act, and they did say it was 250 meters. I think that, you know, if we look at what employs the most people in this township, and I don't, is agriculture not the number one? Is that the number one employer in this township?
I'm not going to disagree with you on that.
So, I mean, you know, the thoughts are, and I'm sure Colin will add to this, and I mean, you know, you can see the problems with having a residential lot next door to a sawmill or a farm. And I think Hal knows some of the problems that Colin had with the problem with the residential guy that caused such a fuss, and fought with that guy for 2 years, and then finally he decides he's going to sell it and leave. And it's probably cost Colin thousands and thousands of. I just don't want to be put in that position, you know?
And we agree with that idea. And they went to the lot, and I spray painted all the setbacks. 30 meters from the creek, 7.5 meters from the land line, the 225 meters from your barn. Yes, it's 250 meters to that point, but that's the closest property line. If you go to the other one, it goes probably 270 meters.
They wouldn't have room to build a house there, though.
Without the minor variance, you're correct.
You would have to have a 3-foot wide house.
Yeah, I agree with you. But with the minor variance, there's a variance of 26 meters by 77 meters long, where there's a billable envelope. Okay. I did measure two coals with my rangefinder, and it was 150 meters
from the road, because if the other barn is closer, look at the mill side.
Okay.
So it is closer, 5 meters closer, because I measured the both.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. McConnell. Mayor Johnson, did you have a comment?
Keep hearing back and forth.
Yes.
Does anybody else want to speak to this matter? Mr. Kidd, come forward.
I got my first piece of paper from the township. I assume that the Jennifer's selling the whole field. So I didn't pay any attention. If she wants to sell the whole field, that's fine. However, then I get the next piece of paper and it's only a lot. And as far as I'm concerned, you put a lot of weight down in one corner. You're looking to put 7 or 8 lots on that property. And that I do not agree with.
Colin, I would, this variance is just to allow a building lot on that whole field. Okay?
Just one?
Just one.
For now.
No, they would have to come back and ask for another minor variance, and for that, and that would be getting way too close. A minor variance wouldn't, the next time that they come back and ask for a minor variance, you wouldn't be in the 10% rule anymore. You'd be into rezoning or something like that. But I would assume that you can put out the whole field with that one lot, and it's just going to be a building lot, just to build a house on that lot. Just to prove the house could be built on that field.
Irregardless, I'm not changing my mind. I do not want a lot there. Anybody who's a farmer, every second paper you get, it's dealing with a householder who's perhaps lost his farm, or perhaps 25 or 30% of his produce is gone because we get some guy from Canada or wherever who does not like the smell of cow manure, and it just kills the farmer. So for that reason, I'm dead against that.
Okay. Thank you.
Is there any other comments from anybody?
Lennox, do you want to talk? just at Killian Creek, but wherever there's a body of water or a river or a creek, the zoning bylaws says that the building has to be 30 meters away. So the building and the house have to be 30 meters away from that creek.
Councillor Olmsted?
Just looking at this survey of maps, so I understand that, I don't know even which one is not there at the moment. There's a house in front of the property, and the proposed lot is to be at the back of the property. I thought that it was the road, but I see it now marked CN line. So where would the access to this property that's proposed to come from?
The proposed house could come from anywhere along the design line grids, because the only thing MDS is worried about is where the dwelling is. The driveway from this proposed house could come anywhere from the intersection of the line right to the CN, because it's all one piece of property.
So, but they're not allowed to legally cross the line, right?
No, but it's not coming across the CN line, it'd be going across the design line, coming off the design line.
Okay. Is this not the proposed lot here? Okay, okay. I didn't call up there.
Mr. McCoy?
At some point in time, you could do that.
Definitely, David, right. But when we do stuff like that, we go out and we check it out, or the people sets back a note. If there's no capital, then MDS is not required to do a setback.
But any permit change
Definitely, and that's why I did the second MDS 2 for Mr. Kids Barn, saying that, yes, 60,000 could go in his barn and there'd be no change. And same with Mr. Matthews. If he's 200 meters away from the property owner, 60 cows can go in his barn, there'd be no change.
Any further discussion? Mayor Johnson?
With the 30 meters back, still lots of room to the design line. Yes, as I said to Rick, with the 30 meters setback and with the 7.5 meters design line, there still is an area of 23 meters, 77 meters of buildable area. That's somewhere around 1,600 square meters to put a house. And if anybody goes there, I'll spray paint it up and showing the setback, showing it they're down on themselves.
Setbacks.
Yes. Is this minor variance because we're selling the lot only, but because we're building a house and selling a lot? Not selling a lot.
She would like to sell a lot and list on this for sale that you're able to build a house. That's the purpose of this minor variance. She's not building a house, but she would like to sell the lot as a building lot.
This minor variance, do that?
Yes. Well, you don't. But
No, you shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to, but if it isn't solid as a buildable lot, probably worth some money. Well, I'm thinking of this. Yeah, okay.
Ruth Miller?
On the assumption that somebody did build a home there, it would likely be on the understanding that they are moving into a rural area. Therefore, I would like clarification, being that I've learned that 10% is very reasonable minor variance. I would like clarification on if there's a liability with the township in regard to granting that. You all know I'm for agriculture, but I'm also considering the situation here, and I look at it like, so if we have the ability to make a decision we're allowed to make for the betterment of this area, do we deserve or deserve to take value on her property because of our decision that might be wrong? And it's a decision that's very common, 10%. I'm not going to get crucified for this, but I believe we should develop the property. Move on. I don't think it's interfering with these farm operations. I think that if the farm operations are operating after these people moved here, well, and people who moved there, and that's their business. Period. I want access to the house.
Councilor McCarthy?
Working with farming for years, we run into this all the time. You cut it out, and you figure that won't be trouble. The next guy comes in, he didn't spend that paper, and it happens over and over, and you can go in any Ontario Power paper and find cases that all the time trouble.
Bruce Miller?
That guy buying that house, buying that Cohen's farm, did you know that house? Come on. We all look around.
But now Cohen can't sell the farm because the house is there. She even looked at her property that everybody loses money on their farm.
I don't believe that.
It's true. If we're going to put a operation in, and you see a rat out there, and you put a dog in the case, we're going to put it in the market, you can't because it's too close to the house. We got with this for 10 years. But we fought it.
I don't. I certainly can relate to what you're saying, but we're talking a 10% variance here.
10%. Well, let's get in there and get there. I'm not saying this because it's my brother, but for 10 years as farming president, I've dealt with this over and over and over. And it's just frustrating because they could have been area in the first place. And then the next property he's from Trump, he's from all, I don't know, and he buys it and he looks like that's selling, that's in the price. That's how they put the farmers, that's what the neighborhood organization in Ontario is.
Mayor Johnson?
Question. I just want to clarify the rules are, for instance, 300 meters away for a barn from the house to be able to do any increase or any expansion, so no, if a barn is going to do an upgrade or an expansion, we have to do the MDS 2 calculation form, the same as what I did for all kids, and Colin did, when I did the MDS calculation, we know that it was 156 meters, they had 60 cows. But I'm just talking about an operation was already 100, 200. Well, we would still have to do an MDS 2 calculation to see where would it stand. Okay, I just to clarify that now. If it's the house to the barn, there's a measurement. It varies because it seems to be that farms get more of a step back to develop than houses do. That's just because if we went with the calculations here, it shows that the MDS system definitely favors farmers. Okay, that's okay, that was just for information. Just to clarify, I was told what I was told was what I was told was not correct, and what I hear now is making things.
Mr. McCarthy, do you have a comment? Come ahead.
I've witnessed this. I work for a company called Smurfit MBI. It was a multinational company, right? We just so you understand what happened here.
Get you to turn your mic on.
Just there's a button on top.
Button on top. There we go.
Okay. We had issues with the guy at the back of the street at MBI. The plant's been there since 1956. And I know it doesn't pertain, it kind of pertains to me because they were, the trucks would start off at 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and there was an issue with trucks. Now, for me, I start at 5 o'clock in the morning. Is there going to be an issue? Is there going to be a noise violation that I can't start that truck up? Even to get the label board in there, we were checked and made sure that our lift trucks were all maintained. We had service records if we were doing toolbox meetings to make sure that the people that were driving the forklift were doing proper maintenance and the ability to drive it. They went through the whole plant. It was guarded. Like, these guys just made it miserable for this company. And, if I was to go to the house next door to you, I don't like the trucks idling at night, Terry. I could say, well, I'm far enough, but I can hear those trucks idling. And, I seen your guy coming down that ramp, and he was driving forward with a load. And if you've had the forklift training, you don't drive down the ramp, you back down the ramp, Terry. And, stuff like that, driving through the yard with the forks 4 feet in the air. That's all it takes is a guy like that to do that. And then that's when the issue starts. Colin can he can verify that, what happens to guys who move in and they don't like the sound. I couldn't hear a sawmill, but that guy had an issue with Colin's sawmill. And the Ministry of Natural Resources, the Ministry of Labor, it was like free-con. They was going down that highway every day visiting this poor guy. Like, I was worried to go over there with a tractor in case I'd get charged. So, it's just, you got to think whenever you're going to make up these decisions that I'm the guy you're affecting, Colin Kidd's the guy you're affecting, Kyle Dixon's the guy you're affecting, Doug Kenny's the guy you're affecting, and then, it's going to affect all of us down the line, because if she gets 25 meters, the next guy wants 30 meters, and it just goes on and on and on. So, anyways, that's my point.
Thank you. Any further discussion one last time? Okay. Councilor McLaughlin? Yes, sir.
I'm just a wee bit confused. I take it the lines without the beams are Moses. Is that correct? On, I guess, Mr. McCarthy's drawings I'm looking at. I see the barn. I see this creek. Okay, but if one throws it there now, then it's closer to your building than anything else. Is that right?
Is it still a farm, or has it been severed? So it's currently not a farm anymore.
They have a building, but they don't visit the farms for 6 days.
Right. Thank you. Councilor McLaughlin, are you?
So close it and now direct it up. So that house is closer to those buildings than the proposed lot that's the minor variances.
I just cannot answer that 100%. I wouldn't say it's the same rate, but anyways, it's
Same rate
as the minor variance to the barn.
Okay. Okay. So I really don't see if that restriction is there, still be there if Mr. Mackay was going to build it. And I'm wrong in my assumption.
If Mr. Mackay was going to expand the farming operation, we would do an MDS. We would have to do an MDS to that.
Rome said first. And Councilor
Question of Councilor McLaughlin. There does appear to be a house there. Does anybody inhabit the house?
I think the house is for sale right now, isn't it? There's
Okay.
Okay. Do we have a mover or a seconder for either one of the motions? To approve or disapprove? For declining? Do you have is there a seconder for declining? Hal Johnson? over to Councillor McCauley, and then back to Mayor Johnson. Councillor Olmsted?
The party who's applying for the severance on the property here as well. They're not applying for severance, they're applying for an line variance, and it deals with that whole property. The person owns, I think, 6 acres there, 7 acres.
Okay, I have a motion and second moved by Dave McCauley, seconded by Johnson. Be it resolved that the community adjustment of the Township of Whitewater Region decline for minor variance application A2 2015 would join because sure.
Because of the future.
Because of the future possibilities of harm to the existing owner of the land.
I'll put to the existing living properties. So be it resolved that the community adjustment of the Township of Whitewater Region decline the minor variance application A2 2015 but only because of the future possibilities of causing harm to the existing neighboring properties. All those in favor? Sorry. Councillor McLaughlin?
Can we ask for a recorded vote?
Yes, you may.
And I would like to ask for a recorded vote, please.
Okay. We'll start with he can record it anyways. It doesn't matter if it's a yea or an nay. So Councillor McLaughlin? We'll start with the mover. Councillor McLaughlin. And we go counterclockwise, so then we go to Councillor Revere. I am going to oppose it. And this is to decline and not to approve. This is to decline. And I will decline. So you're a yay. Reeve Miller.
Nay.
Then I come to me. I go, yeah. I'm a yay. Mayor Johnson? Pardon? Do you want to approve it? Just for clarification, you're in favor or not in favor of the declaration? Okay. Councillor Olmsted.
I think it's not in favor of it. But I'm still unclear, I'm still not really clear. I have to vote to decline it.
So a yay. Councillor McLaughlin.
I think I don't want to accept it, so it's nay. Is that correct?
No, it's to decline. To decline it, so it would be a yay. To oppose the declining, it would be a nay.
To oppose the decline.
So either you want to are you in favor of the minor variance or not?
Yes, I'm in favor of the minor variance.
So it's a nay then.
Okay. Very confusing.
Very confusing. Okay, we have a vote of 5-3 for a decline, and the motion is carried.
How can
So here's the check. What's the computer? 5 to 2. Thank you. 5 to 2. Can't count. I have to sign.
Everybody has to sign.
Oh, okay. No, I'm passing around a sheet for everybody to sign. More committee member signatures. So you just have to sign below the sign. Do I have a mover or a seconder for adjournment? Councillor Raker. I don't know how to spell her name. Then I have a seconder for adjournment. Councilman McLaughlin. Be it resolved that the committee adjustment for the Township of Whitewater reading dated April 1st, 2015 be adjourned at 6:12 p.m. All those in favor? Sorry, all those in favor? Carried. So, it has been declined. Your request has been declined. And have you tomorrow, or you can give him a call. Okay? Thank you for coming.
They would like to buy it. Wanted to buy it for his son to build a house 2 years ago. Had to pay it off. We'll move on. Oh, yeah. Good. Thank you.